It's the weekly show about Pro AV with the hottest news in the AV industry. It's rAVe TV. Give it up for Steph and Gary. Steph and Gary.
Good morning, everyone. This is Gary K.
And Steph Beckett, and this is rAVe TV, the Pro AV's weekly, pretty much premiere TV show. Because I don't know of another one.
Well, when you have no competition,
then we're the premier one.
Then we are. That's the thing. When you have no competition, you're number one.
Right. Ain't that crazy?
I don't think anyone's willing to get up as early as you and I are to do all this every single week and consistently. You know what I mean? I keep having to adjust this monitor arm here. Or this,
is it that we have no competition, or is it that like everyone's like, I just don't want to do that?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think they don't want to. It's it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to decide what stories to cover each week. Mm-hmm. And
it is, but it's fun. So I'm good with it. First of all, I wanted to tell everyone the security symposium is later today. It's at 1 p.m. Eastern. We have 3 panels. They're 30 minutes each. So I would say like total, the event should last around 2 hours. So it should be over by 3 or a little before maybe. But I'm very excited. I've got some really great people on all of these panels, and we're kind of talking a lot about, since it is the security symposium, but our audience is generally AV. I tried to really, really focus on the convergence of security and AV as I've been planning this. So we're going to be talking about that a lot. It's worth some CTS credit. So I hope you join us. It's supposed to be pretty good. The registrations have been going up and up every day by a little bit. So
yeah, and if you want to register, just go to launch.com, lavnch.com. If you have an account, it's a single button kind of basic thing. But if you don't have an account, make an account. Mm-hmm. And that way you get access to not just today's security symposium, but all of our content.
Yeah.
And all of our content, when we do live stuff, for the most part, gives you CTS credit. So
mostly, yeah. There are a few that I don't think that we do CTS for, but for the most part, we always apply. So, yeah.
Yeah. Here's looking at you, kid.
No. Okay. All right. Let's talk about this. I watched Casablanca for the first time, and I think that I stayed away from a lot of the like old 40s black and white classics because they're so overhyped. Everyone's like, oh, that's my favorite movie, and I'm just a film nerd, and so I'm like y'all are so annoying. I don't want to watch that. But then I watched it and I was like, oh, I get it. I guess I get why everyone's obsessed with this movie. Like, it was actually really good, even though it was like just vibes. But if you think about, it came out in 1942, I think. If you think about like the time in which it came out and like where everyone was with World War II, like it seemed like the perfect time to have a movie like this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it was during the war.
Yeah, and it was about like the people who were getting stuck and like wanted to go to America but couldn't leave their parts of Europe. So like there was like the underground like way to get back, where they would go from Casablanca to Portugal to the US. So, well, I mean, like, I don't know, if I really enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. I had a good time. And also, like, everyone, was it like a thing that everyone thought Humphrey Bogart was hot?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he was sort of like rough,
right?
Hot. Not
I was like watching this, and I was like, "What is like?" Yeah,
that's not Matthew McConaughey / Tom Cruise. He's more like, who would be a good Jean-Claude Van Damme, kind of like.
Who is that?
You don't know who that is. Maybe that's not a good. Let's see, who else? Who could I use? Who's a good actor that's like an action star that is kind of good looking? Who would you say?
I don't know. Like an action, like they're all really pretty these days.
Yeah, I mean, like,
I don't know.
Brad Pitt is too good looking.
Like a Daniel Craig.
Okay,
is he too old?
Daniel Craig. No, that's probably good.
People think he's hot. That's not my vibes, but
yeah.
Okay, well, I was watching it and I was like, ladies, come on. Like, this man is not that hot. But then like halfway through the movie, I was like, okay, maybe I get it.
Yeah.
So it was a good movie. I enjoyed it. Maybe I'll keep, someone told me to watch, what is it, Adam's Rib next?
I've never heard of that.
I really enjoy that.
Never heard of it.
And Umbrellas of Cherbourg has also been Have you heard of that one?
No.
Really?
No, and I'm a big
Oh,
movie buff.
Rose of
I've watched all
Cherbourg
the
is,
old
like,
movies.
super famous. It's beautifully, like, colored. Like, it's very, like, Technicolor, like,
Mhm.
beautiful sets, beautiful costumes, so that's why I know about it.
Have you ever seen the movie, Chaplin with Robert Downey Jr.?
No.
You should see that. You should see that. You're gonna watch that movie and say, and this is what you're gonna think, "He should have gotten an Academy Award."
Oh, isn't that, like wasn't that, like, a very big deal? Like, a
It
kind of
was his
a
comeback movie after all
yeah.
of his problems. You should definitely watch it.
Okay.
He does a phenomenal job in this movie. I mean, like, he plays Charlie Chaplin.
Wasn't it, like, a
Um,
big, like, deal, controversy that he got snubbed for that film?
what do you mean?
Like, that didn't did he was he nominated for an
Yes,
Academy
I
Award?
think he was nominated but didn't win. I mean,
Mm,
he definitely should have won. There's no
right.
question. There's been a lot of cases where you and I have agreed that people should have won awards that didn't get it because they don't typically like to give awards to popular people
Yeah,
and popular movies, right? They
yeah,
like to give them to, you've heard me say this. I mean, Annie Hall's a great movie, but it's no Star Wars, but it won
yeah,
Best Picture, right? I mean, Star Wars is turned into a $20 billion franchise. Annie Hall, where's that? And
and
look at the guy who wrote it. I
I'm
mean,
not watching none of that, like,
yeah,
sorry to y'all or, like, whatever, but
yeah,
I'm not
but yeah,
watching.
he got the Academy Award for that dumb movie.
Yeah,
And Star Wars, which had like transcended all levels of culture,
yeah.
didn't even get nominated. I
But I
mean,
don't
come on.
think, like, people knew that it would at the time.
I
'Cause, like,
mean,
the
that's the
first
whole point of movie
yeah,
critics and people
yeah,
that are in film, right? Is to be able to tell us, hey, you're missing the point here.
yeah.
This is a good movie,
It's
and it's every year it's a pile of disappointments that get it.
disappointments.
They get nominated for Best Picture. It's
God,
not the
yeah.
movies that everyone has seen.
God, and, like, I think last year or, like, wasn't it, like, that god awful Adrian Brody movie got a lot of, like, accolades, like, he got Best Actor or something, and, like, maybe I'm just an Adrian Brody hater, but, that was just, like, I don't like that.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, speaking of Star Wars, I
Mhm.
visited my friends in Florida over the weekend and to see their kid, he's, like, 2.5 now.
Uh-huh.
And he really likes Star Wars, and he really likes the character from, like, the most recent one. It's, like, such a minor character. Do you know Babu Frick?
Yeah, yeah.
The little
Babu
critter?
Frick. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
He wanted to play a game
Well,
where
he's
we
not that
pretend
small. He's like this.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We pretend we're on the phone, and
Uh-huh.
when we say goodbye, little James goes, "Okay, bye. I love you, Babu Frick," and hangs up the phone. And so, like
See what I mean? I mean, like 2.5-year-old, 50
yeah,
years after the movie comes
yeah,
out, is a fan. I mean, it's
is a fan.
48 years ago the movie came
Mhm.
out. You know,
Exactly.
it's
So
great, like crazy. Like I don't think there's been a movie that's like you could argue Wizard of Oz is like that, right? I mean,
and
that it.
and probably, like, Harry Potter.
I mean, Harry Potter is Star Wars.
Uh, yeah, I
I
mean,
mean,
yeah,
well, hold on. Harry Potter didn't know who his parents were. Luke Skywalker didn't know who his parents were.
right,
Was raised by his uncle. Raised by his uncle. Met his impetuous best friend,
right.
who fell in love with his girlfriend ish character that he had this odd sexual tension with. Harry
They were
Potter.
okay, they were 12.
But
So
I mean, they did. I mean, like think about it: Harry Potter and Hermione, and Luke Skywalker and Leia, and then Han Solo and what's the redheaded guy in Harry Potter?
Ron.
Ron Weasel. I mean,
Yeah,
like it is. Who's the bad guy? Darth Vader and or Voldemort,
Voldemort.
and then you
Yeah.
have Dumbledore and Yoda. I mean, come on, it's the same story. They just copied Star Wars. But yeah, okay, I'll give you credit.
Okay, well, I mean, JK Rowling is, like, not a good person anyway, so that's fine. I'm good with that.
Well, so the book Harry Potter, I think,
Yeah,
outsold the Bible. I
it
think it
did.
actually is
Mhm,
the biggest selling book of all time.
mhm.
Yet it's not in the literature section of Barnes and Noble, right? I mean,
And the
because
kids, yeah,
let's not put that book there, even though it's been read by more people than the Bible. Let's
yeah,
definitely not put that there, right?
yeah.
I mean, yeah. So
Well,
it's
I have
the same
read
kind of
Harry
people
Potter,
that
and I've never read the Bible, so
yeah. But my point is the same people that determine like what books are going to be in the literature section
yeah,
are the same people
that
that
are reading the Bible.
that are, well, no, they're the same people who are deeming these movies worthy of winning an Academy Award. I think the last recent book to be added to the literature section is David Foster Wallace's Infinite Jest. It's been like 15 years since the book has been added. Like all of their books are deemed to be, like summer reads, not actual works of literature.
Contemporary fiction.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. But anyway, I guess we should talk about some news, huh?
I guess so.
I know. In fact, your temperature check for this month is I think isn't it on security?
It is. It's on cybersecurity.
Yeah.
I thought that would be good to theme the temperature check survey with the symposium for this month. So basically, I am really interested to see how much cybersecurity is kind of reaching into the jobs and the lives of the AV folks who read rAVe. So please fill this out. It's on ravepubs.com. It's like one of the featured stories, so you'll see it. But yeah, I'm interested in just kind of like figuring out like what's working, what's not, and even like where the responsibility lies for cybersecurity. So it's 3 questions. It takes you like probably 2 minutes to fill it out. And we are giving away 2 $50 Amazon gift cards to 2 random respondents as usual. So be sure to do that.
So if Steph, you notice how some of the microphone companies have started adding features where they have like an API or a connectivity feature where they can connect to a partner camera manufacturer, and the camera company has better tracking because in addition to doing visual tracking, it's doing oral tracking as well. Well, Shure put a video together to explain how this works on the MXA series, the 901 and the 920, and how it works with camera tracking. So check this video out.
A camera tracking system can help all participants to have an equally effective communication experience. But without precise location data from the microphone, inaccurate camera views and movements can leave far-end participants feeling frustrated and fatigued. The Microflex Advance MXA 920 and MXA 901 ceiling array microphones make great camera tracking easy. The MXA 920, with its multi-zone automatic coverage technology, makes it simple to define the areas that you want to hear and see, allowing up to 8 individual coverage areas. The MXA 901 allows for a simpler install with its single automatic coverage area. Built-in voice activity detection on both microphones ensures that unwanted room noises from keyboards or chip bags won't trigger a camera movement. The MXA 920 and MXA 901 identify each talker's precise location in real time with X, Y, and Z coordinates. These coordinates enable the camera system to frame a single person at a distance or capture simultaneous talkers. Unlike other array microphones that can only assign one camera preset per lobe, the MXA 920 and MXA 901 can identify an almost infinite number of talker positions to support a totally fluid automatic tracking system. Both microphones also support preset-based camera tracking, where microphone data is used to trigger predefined camera areas. Even in larger rooms with multiple microphones and cameras, the MXA 920 and MXA 901 accurately identify who's talking and where they are in the room, so that the camera system always shows the right person at the right time. A flexible API allows it to be integrated with all kinds of camera tracking systems, whether they're hardware or software-based, with one camera or multiple cameras. Learn how the Microflex Advance MXA 920 and MXA 901 can enable a premium video conferencing experience in your meeting room.
Okay, so you did a Rants and Raves episode that you just like did because you were passionate about this. So let's talk about what is going on with Microsoft Teams right now. And there's like a tracking that's going on. How are we being tracked? Where are we being tracked? What's going on?
So Teams has now launched the ability to for companies to be able to track their employees wherever they are. Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you can now track your employees wherever they are, whatever they're doing, not just while they're on Teams calls, but once they're logged into Teams, then, you're on your phone, right? And you're carrying around you're carrying around Teams on your phone because you're getting messages, right, through Teams, or maybe even joining some calls through Teams, but also you're getting your email. So therefore, now Microsoft has the ability, if you're logged into Teams, to track you wherever you are. So when you go to the bathroom, they'll know. If you go down to the cafeteria, they'll know. If you leave the office, they'll know. So technically, any company that opts in for this can actually do this, and they can track pretty much everything that you're doing at any moment in time. And they can also track how much time you're spending on your computer versus how much time you're doing other things. So it's sort of big brotherish in a way, but I mean, for financial and for financial and time analysts, this is like a boon. For people that like to hide from their employer, they might not like this. So, but
I don't know. What do you think? Do you think that that's like too much though?
I don't know. I mean, I think it depends on the organization, right? I mean, I think it depends on I think it depends on the application of how they use it. I mean, here's the thing. All of us at some point in time have worked around people that don't do as much work as we do, or they're, right. And you don't want to turn them in necessarily because you don't want to be a snitch, or you don't want to be in an uncomfortable situation, but they're always kind of getting by, and you're like, it's frustrating because you're doing a whole bunch of work and they're getting paid just as much as you to do a lot less work because they're working the system. In that case, I think it's a great thing, because you won't have to worry about that, because the data is going to prove that out, right? Likewise, the data will prove out that you're working really hard. I think where the debate comes in is this privacy issue thing, right? And so the company would argue, if we're paying you to work for us from 9 to 5, then we're all, and you're using all of our stuff, using our computers, our offices, our chairs, our desks, our food, our facilities, then we have a right to know whether or not your outcome is, at what we consider reasonable. So if you're a company like an Amazon or a Facebook that has thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of employees, millions of employees, this is going to be very popular. If you're a small company, this is going to really crush your culture.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
well, we will see how the popularity of this goes. I'm interested.
Yeah. And I think it's interesting for us to follow this, because we sell Teams, right? We integrate Teams. Yep. So we're going to ultimately be responsible for setting up these features.
Right.
By the way, that Lee Dotson used to work for me at Crestron years ago, right? So
no, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he worked for me. He worked in my marketing department cool. when I was at Crestron. Yeah, and so he, of course, over the years, he's gone different places. But most recent was at Avixa with Sean Wargo, who you and I both know, because Sean would come on to rAVe TV every once in a while and talk about all the market intelligence that they were gathering for the industry. Well, both of those guys have now partnered with JetBuilt, which is that, JetBuilt, as you know, is a platform that allows integrators to have more control over, simplifying systems design through management of orders and product inventory. I mean, everything, right? Yeah. Well, if you think about the data, when you're designing a system, the data that you now have is pretty awesome. So they're partnering with those two guys, who both used to be with Avixa, to provide more of that data intelligence, not just to JetBuilt, but JetBuilt has an intention to provide it to the industry. So I think that's a good thing for the industry. I do too. If that data is made available to us.
I think that's a great thing for the industry. So I'm looking forward to seeing what comes of that. So in a new kind of product service solution announcement, rAVe, which is a company that exhibits at your Infocom, your NAB, a few things like that. They're kind of like a company that does a lot of video production stuff, but they specialize in churches and ministries. And so they have a new AI-driven feature called Studio AI that's supposed to automate a lot of video production and editing for those tech people that maybe a church hires that like don't have the most experience, but they can't hire someone else because money's tight. So it kind of like improves the especially like taking a big video of a service and cutting it up into vertical pieces to use on social media. It automates a ton of that. I actually watched a demo. It was really cool. So definitely check that out. The full story is on ravepubs.com.
Excellent. All right. So team Sennheiser is, believe it or not, 80 years old. There's not a lot of companies that are that old. And kind of as a celebration for our industry, they're doing some other things in the consumer industry, but for our industry, they're having an end of year discount, quote unquote, on the Team Connect Bar S, which is the small bar for small systems. That's a video bar that has audio, Dante, and all that kind of stuff built into it. It runs through the end of the year, and it's only $699. Which is pretty awesome because it lists for $1,300. So you're getting it for half price basically. So yeah, check this out. If you're an integrator and been thinking about trying this out on one of your clients, this might be a good chance to try it out. So if you're an end user watching this, maybe you might want to just try this in one of your conference rooms.
Yes. And I do think there's a rebate still on the TC Bar M model.
Okay.
And that's through, I think this month, maybe.
Okay.
But so there's a rebate program on the TC Bar M, and then now the TC Bar S has that hefty discount. So if you need either of those products and you need them at a good price, they are available to you.
All right. So one of our partners for rAVe TV is Crestron. I want you to check out this message from them.
Okay, so a couple pieces of news left. Sony actually launched a big expansion of this solution called the Camera Authenticity Solution. So what this does is it verifies different videos with this technology that like is basically it's made to be able to tell you if videos used in news production are real or if they're AI generated or fake. Which I think is pretty cool. So I know this is kind of like in our industry-ish, but I do think that with all of the AI generated content that is kind of like being pushed out there so heavily, I do think that it's good for companies to come out with technology to verify whether something was actually captured or whether it was like fake or AI generated or whatever, especially as like media transparency is kind of getting a little murky right now.
Yeah. Well, I think it's kind of interesting technology. When you look at the digital data in a photo, you can kind of tell, but most people, I'm sure you, along like me, get emails from my parents saying you should check this out. And I'm like, okay, I know this is not real, but they don't know that. So it's good to have this technology. Hey, by the way, ViewSonic, who probably nobody even knows makes projectors. actually, and that's interesting because, they do make projectors, has a new 4,000 amps lumen line of products that are laser based. So lamp free projectors, 4,000 amps lumens. And, they're basically native 1080p and, aimed at higher education, I would say, and kind of specialty applications like that. Could be used in corporate AV as well. They don't have interchangeable lenses; they're all prime lenses, but that's the most popular. 1 to 1, 1.1 or 1.3 to 1, and are integrated with AMX, PJ Link, A10, Crestron, Extron connectivity, QSYS as well. So yeah, check that story out on our website at ravepubs.com.
Nice. Well, okay. Canon had a couple of new PTZ cameras, and they're made for professional production. They are the CR N400 and the CR N350, and both are PTZ, of course, 4K, 60p image quality, and apparently they are very easily connected and very easily controlled for a lot of those studio, live event, house of worship, corporate, educational applications in which you need like that perfect, like professional production level PTZ. So if you want to see the full specs, you can do so at ravepubs.com.
And finally, Almo Pro AV announced this week that they are basically making hospitality a separate team rather than just being part of the regular Pro AV group, which I think is a good move because that's a growing segment of the market. The team's going to be led by Karen Castano, who's technically the vice president of hospitality, but also on the team will be Greg Corcada, I guess, or Cocorda, I guess is maybe the way to Cocorda. Kokorda. How's that? And Ashley Parent. Both of that, they're both going to be on the team as well. You can find the details of that and how to connect with them if you're interested in sort of what differentiates hospitality from the rest of Almo Pro AV. You can check out our website.
Very cool. All right. And final reminder, Security Symposium is today at 1 p.m. Eastern. 3 panels that are all kind of different, mostly talking about the ways in which security is now kind of touching and overlapping and converging with the AV industry. I think this is an important conversation. This is something that we have seen at rAVe. So obviously we started a security newsletter because we saw this was an important segment of the market to cover. And it's only become more and more important over the past couple of years. So this is going to culminate in these 3 conversations. And of course, I've got a lot of great people joining me to talk about them. So definitely join us. And of course, we have a lovely sponsor, ADI Snap One, who is kind of supporting and spearheading this because ADI, of course, is huge in security. So we want you guys to come.
It's going to be great opportunity for you to learn about sort of the opportunities in security as well. So check it out. And thanks for joining us this week. We will see you next Wednesday live at 9 a.m. as we come every week at 9 a.m. Eastern. And have a great week.
Bye, everyone.
It's the weekly show about Pro AV with the hottest news in the AV industry. It's rAVe TV. Give it up for Steph and Gary. Steph and Gary.